Hello, everyone. Sorry, I didn't realize that it already started streaming. We are going to be playing potentially the worst game ever made. We've got the new Lord of the Rings Gollum game. I didn't start at the beginning because I started it last night just to see how bad it is. It is unbearably bad. So, you're here. Enjoy the game for what it is. I have so much to complain about it, and we're gonna jump right into it. I mean, first look at it. Look at this character model. This looks like a PlayStation 2 game. Like this is. I think Metal Gear Solid 2 honestly looked better on PlayStation 2 than this ever did. It barely looks like Gollum. And like look at this character model behind us. This dude doesn't even have like a breathing animation. Gollum doesn't even really have a breathing animation. Let's see if we he's got a little bit of an idle animation, but you don't even see him breathing. The movement is awful, and there's just so much to complain about in this game. I'm going to try and cover it all, but legitimately worst double AAA game ever made, and it might be the worst game ever made. Look at this. Look at Gollum vision. Who thought that we needed Assassin's Creed vision when we're playing as Gollum? The movement repetitive and just sloppy. Look at this running animation is just gross. And all you do is sneak around. It's like an Atari game where you just move around and press a button every now and then. Voice acting awful. I can't think of a single good thing to say about this game so far. The random noises, the sound design, all of that is just absolutely awful.
And you?
Eight, all eight.
Ugly and slow. I would milk you for blood, if you had any.
I can't even say it's an interesting character, right? Why Gollum? Why not just give us another Shadows of Mordor game? Why not give us a remake of some of the old PlayStation 2 games that people love? Why did we need a Gollum story? Look at this. Look at this wonderful idle animation. We've got a foot sticking into the ground. His feet are sticking into the ground. We've got shadows that don't really work with the lighting. This idle animation is just terrible. The jumping, you'll see when I get to be able to jump. The jumping is hideous. This is the crawling.
Come on, who saw it?
Like, this is your sneaking.
He fell.
Yes, that's bound to happen with a broken neck. What happened?
Like, oh, I'm stuck. Lots of glitches. Lots and lots of bugs and glitches, too. We might got ourselves in trouble there, but we got out. My clothes are clipping through. And keep in mind, this is what, a $50, $60, $70 game with like $10 to $30 of extras you could buy and DLC planned? Like, could you imagine paying $100 for this and getting this? Swaddle's here. Welcome in, Swaddle. Hello, hello. Like, I've spent $100 on some dumb stuff in my time, and I've bought some bad games. But $100 on this would just be
I've seen people sit there all night.
like, I'd almost rather join
Hatching out.
what do you call it, a multi-level marketing scheme. Like, I'd almost rather buy $100 worth of Avon for a chance to make a little bit of money than to have spent $100 on this.
It's straight out of Lugborz, they say. There it is, opening to the chime of a bell. Becoming invitation.
Who lives in the tower?
The master of the Black Pits, a sorcerer. But
The orcs just call him Candleman.
man,
Candleman.
maybe
There is a mechanic where you get to argue with yourself. I guess that's something
alas, there
interesting.
Into the Tower of Light, the one that our sick friend Darimon took today. He lost his hope long before he lost his life, as most of us do. Before that,
What did I buy? I did not buy anything. I rented Lord of the Rings Gollum,
of maps, he told me.
which people are declaring to be the worst game ever made, so I had to rent it so I could see if it's true, and I dare say it is the worst game ever made. Like, Atari games with one button and a joystick had more imagination than this. PlayStation 2 had better graphics than this. PlayStation 1 had better sound than this. You can buy the soundtrack for this game. Why would you? You can go buy the Final Fantasy VIII soundtrack, and that has banger after banger on it. I can't think of any reason anyone would justifiably buy this. Maybe if it was on sale for 95% and you could get it for $3, it might be good to buy for $3 for the memes. But that's about all I could say good about this game, is if you can get it for free or for $3, it's worth $3 maybe. Like, I've played mobile games with better designs, better graphics than this. It's riddled with bugs and loading screens, poor voice acting, and it's the biggest sin a video game can make. It's boring. It's so incredibly boring. Why do I want to keep playing? I'm not invested in the character. We already know how the character story plays out. It's not fun to play, so what incentive do I have to keep going on any of this? Except for your entertainment.
What's a dirt eater?
That's what they call slaves. It's gonna come down on us. Come on, this way. Take a light. It's going to be dark.
We likes dark. Frail man can...
Oh, okay, I can finally jump now. Look at how terrible this jumping looks.
But they're all gone. Now they send in the most daft slaves.
Poor game. Poor me for having to play this.
Lighting them.
Oh, I guess I can't jump again.
At the end of the tunnel, you'll find a barrel full of flammable liquid. Go down, light it up.
Like, this is the kind of game that when you've got that like friend of a friend or somebody you really don't like or don't care about, like, this is the game that you get them to show that I don't care about you, but I had to buy you a gift, so here you go. Enjoy. And this game is like 40 hours long, like 20 to 30 hours. Could you imagine? Like, I didn't want to play it for 10 minutes. I couldn't imagine suffering through 20 hours of this.
Smells like...
Like, I'd rather crawl through the tunnels of Metal Gear Solid 1. Because all you do is jump from ledge to ledge, and that's the entire game, is just jumping from place A to place B. It might as well have been an interactive story or a movie. Like, there's no point in me actually controlling Gollum. I don't make a difference in the game, really. Game over screen instant. When you get seen, it's just an instant game over scene. There's hardly ever any sort of like death scene or any animation put into it. See, I died there because I wasn't even paying attention to what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I just have no investment in this. What are we doing? Let's activate Gollum Vision, because that's something we needed, is Gollum Vision. Oh, where are we going? I don't even remember. Am I just supposed to leave? Literally, did I crawl all the way down here just to have to climb all the way back up? Is that... Is that what they wanted me to do? Alright, I guess I know what to do now. Like, at this point, we're not even playing the game, really. This is just, like, 100% filler, because I knew the game had to be longer. So you've got to do little mini-games in the slave pens, like... Who thought that was a good idea? See how lame that jumping is? Like, I know I'm bashing on it, but there's literally nothing redeemable to say about this game. So I rented it so we could play it once, because there's no way I'm going to play all the way through this monstrosity. So we're going to play it once to bash on it, and then we'll go back to Mario or something else, because this is just abysmally bad. Trying to think, there was something else. Something was on my mind, something to talk about today. Play through it? No. Even if I was a paid streamer, even if I was actually making money off of my stream, there was no way that I would play this through. Like, there's like no physics. When you click the jump button, it's like playing an old platforming game where you just fly through the air. I triple dog dare you. I'll tell you what. If I get to 1,000 followers on Twitch, I will gladly play all the way through it for all of your enjoyment and suffering. But I'm pretty sure 1,000 followers on Twitch is a pipe dream. Oh, I remember what I want to talk about. So I've been writing a book. I'm about 20 pages into one part of it, and I have about 20 to 40 pages of another part of the book written. So I'm decently far into it. And I found out that the publisher that I want to publish through is taking submissions right now. But they're not taking like the full manuscript, so I don't have to finish the book. They just want me to send in like an excerpt of the book and who it's for and why it's important. So I am going to write that today or tomorrow, or maybe this weekend, and see if I can get approval through Catholic Answers and Ascension Press to write a book that they'll publish. I would absolutely love to publish a book through Catholic Answers. I love Catholic Answers so much, so it would be such an honor to get to write a book for Catholic Answers. So that is what I'm currently focusing on, is trying to get seen, noticed, and approved through Catholic Answers. I mean, I've talked to them through TikTok a few times, so here's hoping that maybe this might be the direction I needed to go in, the lucky break I needed to get to join Catholic Answers. So really hoping that pays off. And there's more news. Well, not more news, I guess, but there's Sister Wilhelmina in, I want to say Kansas or Tennessee, grower. The body they exhumed that may be incorruptible, that's currently being investigated as incorruptible and a potential miracle. Like, we were talking about driving all the way down there to see it, and we decided against it, but now more and more people are pilgrimaging there, and it kind of sounds like it might be a fun pilgrimage worth doing. I'd love to cover it like as a photographer and a journalist, but it's 2,000 miles round trip, and it would cost about $1,000. So the most expensive road trip probably I would ever take. $1,000 road trip done in 3 days. But I'm reconsidering it again. I was talking to Emmy about it, and we kind of decided against it. But maybe we should. Maybe we should. It's not often you get to be a part of a miracle, right? I also started recruiting for my Bible Dungeons and Dragons game. It has not been successful to find people. It's amazing. Like, people say that no one actually hates Christians and that the whole Christian persecution thing doesn't actually exist. But like every time I post on the Looking for Group forum that I'm making a Christian game and I'm looking for Christian players for Bible D&D, it gets downvoted and trolled into oblivion. And like I get that Reddit's mostly a young audience, and so you're gonna have a little bit of that here and there, but like it's undeniable how openly hostile people are towards Christians. And it's weird because it's one of those things where if it was anything else, you know that people would be telling them like that's unacceptable. Like if I was recruiting for a Jewish D&D game and people were being mean to me for that, that would be just, pure bigotry and hatred. And people say, you can't do that. That's wrong. Tried to wave to you, but I didn't want to get in trouble having another person. Therapy's over. Wonderful. Sorry, I didn't want to bother you. I know that I was figuring that's who you were voice talking to since it was a dude. So I didn't want to interrupt that, so I left as soon as I could. And I figured that I would just do this for, half hour until you were done. So I've just been complaining about how awful this game is for the entire time. Like, look at those stone graphics. Again, we're talking maybe PlayStation 2 era here. Just absolutely hideous. And I'm stuck. And I'm stuck. Come on. Are you home from Ozzyland?
Think of the precious, my love. How it shined, how it twinkled in the dark. So sweet, so
You can get in trouble when your therapist is your principal.
find it before
I think it's one of those, like, HIPAA things or something like that.
in the dark. Make nasty lights shine.
Speaking of HIPAA things, so, I'm pretty sure this is a HIPAA violation, and my work's gonna get busted for it. I don't know this for certain, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, I don't know all the laws and all that. But, apparently so many people have, requested to work from home and gotten doctor's notes saying that they need to work from home, that now our HR is calling doctors and asking to speak to the doctor to ask, do they really have this note? Can they really not work in the office? And it's just a rumor I'm hearing, but I'm pretty sure my workplace can't call my doctor and ask, like, are you for realsy? Like, are you lying? Like, I'm pretty sure they can't do that. So yeah, someone's gonna get in trouble because you're not allowed to call a doctor and accuse them of lying for their client. Like,
Dangerous work.
pretty sure even if they do that, your doctor can't give them the info. Oh yeah, there's no way. It's like 50 HR violations just waiting to happen. So somebody's gonna get in some serious trouble. Planning on going back at the end of the year. Man,
That's not a
can't get enough of that Australia.
I suppose not.
I don't think I could ever convince Emmy to go to Australia. Too many big spiders, too many other things. Call their bluff. The thing is, like,
Now Gollum owes it to me.
I might be able to get a workplace accommodation to not go to work, because I do get road hypnosis. I do not always get great sleep, so I could probably do it, but I don't. It feels like lying to get it, and I'm not allowed to do that. I don't know. Let's beg the orc.
Please, we will die.
No. Did little Gollum say
Look at how hideous that orc looks. Wow, that punch was so powerful. That was a real punch right there. So how many hours are we going to put into this game? Well, I have officially made the promise on stream that if I get 1,000 followers on here, I'll play the entire game. So that is up to all of you. That is up to the community to decide how much I suffer. But my plan is to finish the stream today and then throw this game back in the mail and never have to look at it again. So I've heard stories of snakes and alligators and spiders coming out of toilets. So I googled that for Dungeons and Dragons the other day, and yes, snakes have crawled through plumbing. So I can confirm snakes can go through toilets. I'm pretty sure the alligator one can't happen. Spiders probably could. It's either play through this or go see The Nun. I'm more on board with The Nun, but again, I'm not certain about spending $1,000, $2,000 on a road trip. Like, to me, half the fun of the road trip is that it's supposed to be a broke, like, we're sleeping in the back of the car and eating really cheap things. Like, the absolute staple for doing the, a road trip is you need beef jerky, Slurpees, and trail mix. And while Slurpees haven't been too bad on inflation, beef jerky is like $40 a bag now. This is the game's natural frame rate. Yes, this is how poorly the game runs naturally. That is just how hideous the game is. It is a PlayStation 1.5 game masquerading as a AAA title. Like, it keeps taking away my ability to jump, but if you saw how bad the jumping was, you would be blown away at how anyone thought this was a good idea. They didn't have any hope in his creation. The thing is, like, they've already issued an apology and said that, you know, we didn't expect that we would let the community down with our game. Like, really? You shipped Gollum looking like this and thought that people weren't going to be upset with it? Like, I've seen better candle physics in a GameCube game. Look at the terrible lighting and the shadow. Okay, I can jump again. Look at how stupid this jump looks. Like, really? You didn't think people would be upset by that? By the horrible? I made a meme of this for amusement. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you can get the game for like $3 to make memes, it's definitely worth it. For like, the meme potential is great, and like, I'm certain this game is bad enough that the modding community is going to save it. I'm certain that the PC players are going to mod the heck out of this, and it'll probably be good once it's modded. Like, you know, throw Barney in there and CJ from Grand Theft Auto, a couple memes, like, you might be able to salvage this game, but base as is just unsalvageably bad. Find a way to the guard lift, also known as the Rattler. Alright, so these creatures get angry at you, but don't worry, if you get up in the air, they can't touch you. So we just need to find some place high up where they can't reach us. Like, look at that beautiful, wonderful AI. They can't jump over here? They can't get me? We'll just keep running, and there's so many glitches. Like, there's so many bugs and glitches. Like, the only glitch the game doesn't have that I wish it had was, like, that would delete your save file so the nightmare would be over. Oh, I see you. I think you posted a link. I think that's what those asterisks mean. I don't think it's enabled to see links. Mods might have to approve that one. I don't know if they can. But, like, I get stuck on these wooden things like that. Like, what is this? Why is that happening in a game made in 2023? Why am I getting stuck floating on the wood? That's Skyrim mountain climbing physics. Look at that. And that I was actually trying there. That's not even my fault. That game over was 100% glitch and lag. Like that was no fault of my own that happened. It's just, and I feel bad. I do feel bad because like I'm not a game developer. I want to be a game developer, but I'm not a game developer. And I'm certain that there was probably a few of the game developers that were proud of this. Like, oh, people are going to love our game. I can't wait to see what people say about our game. But, like, how could you be proud of this? And I don't want to make someone feel bad, right? I don't want to just insult someone's work. But at the same time, like, if you're going to publish something and, again, charge $100 for it, you would think that you would at least make something you would actually be proud of, not this. Come on, Gollum, run! Run! You can do it! Okay, and then this. So, these things can't climb. So this is literally how you stay safe. Is you just stand on a ledge that's not even like eye level with them. Oh, it reached me. Okay, I take it back. They're not supposed to be able to get you up there. How did you get charged? So I rented this game, so I didn't pay anything for this game. But the base game is like $50 or $60, and then they've got a whole bunch of DLC for the game, and I'm pretty sure that if you download like all the DLC, it's something close to $100 for this. Especially like if you're in like Australia or some place that has like the conversion rates going on. I'm pretty sure that like our friends in Australia probably paid $120, $130 for this, so I would be upset. Again, I've spent $100 on some dumb stuff in my days, but never something like this. But I was lucky enough to have rented this, so I did not pay anything for this, because I would not have paid money for this. But there are people who did, and you've gotta feel bad for those folks. See, time to activate Gollum vision. Yes, let us see what do we see? That wasn't very useful. Like, look at that jumping is just so bad.
Stop thinking about Papa.
And like, so I didn't even mean to do that. Like, the controls just randomly don't work, which is really weird because like it feels like almost like playing if you ever watched the Angry Video Game Nerd, that's like one of those things he complains about when he's playing games from like the NES era and things like that. Like sometimes the controls just randomly don't work. And that's what it feels like. It feels like you're playing an NES era game where the controls are just like, we're not working today. Let's see if we can make him... This is the eating animation. Like that... That's... He pulls out something randomly from a rag and eats, like...
What if he watches us, the Dark Lord?
Horrible animation.
Not tiny Smeagol. So
Where did we go?
mountains, enemies.
Are we climbing up? Of course we're climbing up. That's all you do in this game is climb.
But Smeagol promised to help the Lord. We must do what the Lord said.
And like it appears that there's a stamina bar, but the stamina bar doesn't really work because you can still like climb and jump when you're out of stamina. So I don't really understand what the point of a stamina bar is if
How can we protect them?
if it's not going to stop you from jumping and climbing. The camera's bad. I won't say it's as bad as a Nintendo 64 game, but it's close. The camera is close to as bad as an N64 game sometimes. Like, this cutscene here reminds me how it's like floating through and showing you the whole base. That reminds me of like Medieval and Medieval 2. Medieval on PlayStation 1. Like, this looks like okay, I'm gonna have to save this part so I can compare this side by side to Medieval, because that is spot on, like, graphics wise, the whole camera control, the whole thing looks like it's straight off the PlayStation 1. Let's see. Jumping over here. Also, I don't understand falling damage in this game. In a game that's primarily based on, like, jumping, why do I get punished for jumping? Why would I want to do this the boring way and, like, crawl down slowly? Hide in shadows and avoid the bright light. What happens if I go into the bright light? What? I'm in the bright light. Why do I need to avoid this? Okay, watch this. Watch how dumb this is. So you would think if the orc sees me that I'd get, like, you know, a Batman-esque game over scene, like he captures me and kills me. You think he'd run at me and hit me with something? No. Like, it's full on, you get spotted. Oh, they actually attack you now. Okay, I'm wrong. Earlier in the tutorial, they don't even attack you. It legitimately just says game over, like an old game. So upgraded, we finally can get shot for doing things. So we've moved past the tutorial. And now we can have the full glory of getting shot with a crossbow. Let me show you the strangling. So to strangle him, you just hold the triangle button for an hour. And then he just gently goes to sleep. Like, the most gentle strangulation I have ever seen in a game. Dexter's here! Hello, Dexter! How is it going? I think we have finally found something that we'll agree on, which is how terrible this game is. So I think we have finally found opinions that we will both enjoy. What did I just walk into? This is Lord of the Rings Gollum. The worst game ever made. Ooh, a hat. I've got a hat. This is my special limited edition Denny's waffle hat. Be jealous. I was talking about the gentle strangulation. Well, that's so you jump on people to strangle them, but it's just literally just like Gollum's like patting them on the back for a few seconds and then they fall over asleep. Like, it's terrible. Oh no, he's coming to get me. So now what? Now they see me, so... See, that's what, like, there's no death animation. They literally just grab you and you get a game over screen. Like, awful. No kink talk in here. There is no kink talk in here. But there was a question on the Catholic forums the other day on whether or not good Catholics can go to Pride Fest and do kinks in public at Pride Fest. The sounds has you. The sounds are terrible because, like, Gollum, like, okay, we had a pug, and if you've ever owned a pug, you know that pugs make like the most gross and weird noises all the time. And, like, I think the pug was used as, like, alien sounds in I want to say it was Alien. Like, they literally used a pug for the alien noises in a few movies. How did he not see? Well, really, like, the darkness is really that dark? Like, he can't see me? So, yeah. Like, he sounds like a pug half the time when you're walking. You just hear... like, it's... Again, there's so much to complain about in this game. Like, he's looking right at me. I get that, like, it's supposed to be light and dark, but, like... Is it really that dark? Is it really so pitch black that you can't see the creature literally standing right beside you? Got stones, so we can distract guards. But why? Why bother? Aren't orcs supposed to be dumb in Lord of the Rings? I don't necessarily know that orcs are supposed to be dumb. I've only ever seen like the first Lord of the Rings. I'm still watching through Lord of the Rings, so I don't know Lord of the Rings all that well, but I'm pretty sure they're not dumb. They always seem like Chad bros to me. Why aren't you moving from back there, orc? Hit him with a rock. What happens if I hit the orc with a rock? Okay, I got past the orc. Now what? Orcs are smart. They're just being used by an evil master. Aren't the orcs... Isn't it like orcs are elves? Like the orcs and the elves are the same thing? Sauron? What are we doing? Why did we come back here? What was the point of distracting that guard to come back here? I'm pretty sure the orcs are elves. Never read the books. I don't know why you would read the books. The movies cover it well enough, I'm fairly certain. I don't think you need to read the Lord of the Rings books. I think the movies more than cover it. In fact, if you watch the extended editions of it, I'm pretty sure it'll take longer to watch the movies than it would to read the books. That is never the case. Books are always better. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure there's some examples where the movie is better. There's got to be a few. I would argue that The Watchmen pretty close on that. The Watchmen did pretty good. Let's see, a movie where the movie was better than the book. Okay, I can do this. I can name a few. Any Stephen King movie, like, it is way better than the book. Mostly because you don't have to suffer through an entire Stephen King novel if you watch the book. Twilight was horrendous both in film and print, if that counts. Is that no bashing on Stephen King? Any movie adaptation of a great American classic like Of Mice and Men, Grapes of Wrath, Pride and Prejudice, any of those movies are going to be way better than the book for the same reason. The books are insufferably horrible and dry. So watching the movie for those would be way better than having to read the book for any of the Grapes of Wrath, Moby Dick, Animal Farm, any of those. See, I don't know this for certain, I heard that A Series of Unfortunate Events was better than the books. Harry Potter okay, I can use Harry Potter as an example because I couldn't get past the 5th book of Harry Potter because it was insufferably boring. And I've made it to the 6th movie, so the movies are better than the books for there. Name a movie from a book you've read that's better. I've read all those. I've read Grapes of Wrath. I read Pride and Prejudice. I read Animal Farm. 1984. I read that. That was pretty much better. Harry Potter. There's quite a few there. So okay, what are we doing here? I keep jumping to my death, but what are we actually supposed to do here? Since I'm obviously doing this wrong. There we go. You're saying the movie 1984 was better than the book? From what I remember, yes. I couldn't read Harry Potter. The writing style was not great. That's what I'm saying. Like, it got boring fast. Alright, so that was a bad move.
I see.
Harry Potter is meant for kids, so the style isn't meant for adults. That's fair. Oh, let's see. What else? That's why he had to write the book Simpletons Like You. Brave New World. I thought Brave New World was insufferably boring. Sure, the movie's better than that. Mr. Orwell is rolling in his grave. I'm fairly certain that it's not me that's causing him to roll in his grave. I'm fairly certain there's quite a few other things going on in the world that are making him roll in his grave that are unrelated to me. Let's see here. Oh, Hatchet? Hatchet was a way better movie than it was a book. Brian Paulson, Paul Bunyan, whatever his name was. Hatchet. Lord of the Flies. I loved Hatchet when I was a kid. I think every kid loved Hatchet. Hatchet was a good book in like 4th and 5th grade. It was good for the time. Oh, let's see. What other movies better than their source material? I'm fairly certain, I'm not 100% certain on this one, but I'm fairly certain most of Adam Sandler's movies were a book. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a Happy Gilmore book, and I'm pretty sure that... okay, that's, MASH, the TV show, is better than the book. What was that, I can't think of his name. The shrimp boat book dude. Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump the movie is better than Forrest Gump the book. You read the Forrest Gump book? I read part of it, but definitely didn't get all the way through. I'm pretty sure we had to read part of the Forrest Gump book as a part of like our history appreciation literature class in high school. Yeah, Forrest Gump was a book first, but the movie was way more popular. So maybe, I can't remember, honestly. I'm pretty sure we read part of the book in that class, but now I'm second guessing. I'm not 100% certain on that.
Let's have a look.
Might not have. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Let's see. What else? See, you're trying to disqualify it because I didn't read the book, but we all know that Forrest Gump the movie is way better than, and there's Happy Gilmore. I preferred Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn and literature than film too. Yeah, again, those were great American classics. So here's the thing, and no one wants to admit it: Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer are boring. So again, watching the movie is way more enjoyable than reading 900 pages of Huckleberry Finn. You love Huckleberry Finn? I'm boring. Alright, I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing here. Oh, let's see. What other books / movies? The Pokemon movies are better than the mangas, if that counts. I'd wish they'd make a Magic Treehouse show. Wasn't that, he just randomly did a flip when he died? Wasn't that was the Magic Treehouse the same thing as a Magic School Bus? I don't even know what we're doing at this point. I'm pretty sure I'm doing this wrong. My Hero Academia is better than the manga. It is a very, very unpopular opinion. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah, the Avatar: The Last Airbender manga was pretty awful. No joke there. I 100% agree. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm so excited that we're getting a new movie. I'm excited that there's new stuff coming out, but the manga for that was very awful. Magic Treehouse is about two siblings that explore and go back in time to explore history in their treehouse. Isn't that the, Wishbone? Manga and graphic novels don't count. I feel like they do. I feel like they should count. No, that's not Wishbone? What are we doing here? Jumping. No. Did like Wishbone. I'm pretty sure Wishbone was a book series too. My brother read Wishbone, and the TV series for Wishbone was way better than the books. Really? This is... Look at that terrible lighting physics. Oh, I thought I made it to the objective. Oh, let's see if I can think of... Okay, I got another one. Bram Stoker's Dracula. That book sucked. The movie wasn't terrible, though. Wishbone isn't a book, it's based on books. I'm pretty sure there's Wishbone books. Don't spill any of that. You make me so angry. I can't help it. I can't help that I was born with terrible opinion and terrible tastes. Don't diss on Mary Shelley or I'm going to have you sleep on the couch. I've never actually read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. So I couldn't comment on that. I have not read that one. What are we even doing here? Then you can't make an opinion? Oh, but I can. Oh, but I can. That's like the people online telling me that I can't have an opinion on One Piece because I haven't watched all 1,190 episodes of the anime. That's the beautiful thing about opinions, is they don't have to be educated. I can form an opinion without reading a book if I want to. It's not smart, it's not good, but I can do it. And I certainly will form an opinion about One Piece without watching all 1,100 episodes of it, because I cannot stand One Piece.
Keep still now. Steady now.
I did read Bram Stoker's Dracula, though, and I remember being bored out of my mind reading that book. I also read River Runs Through It and Beloved that summer. Those were all awful. Take it easy, Bubble. Remember, this is a dude who puts hot sauce in his coffee and peanut butter and jelly with pico salsa tortillas. Hot sauce coffee was surprisingly delicious. It shouldn't be, but just like a little bit of tapatio in your hot sauce, and it gives it like a smooth burn. It's pretty good. I think I hate you, Waffles. Well, I gotta have haters, right? Gotta make some haters. Look at the terrible graphics on this board, though. Like, look, they didn't even try this. This isn't even like PlayStation 1 graphics on this board. Look at how ugly this board is. A smooth burn. There is a smooth burn. There is a level of hot sauce where you get to where it's not too hot, but it's smooth. It's so hard to describe, but like a lot of coffee has, that like bitter aftertaste, which I don't mind because I drink my coffee black, but that hot sauce like gets rid of the bitter aftertaste and gives it a much more like smooth drinking experience. So it's just another way to enjoy coffee. Some people put cream in their coffee. I put Tapatio. It's the same thing. In fact, I think it's more valid. Like, when you're adding creamer and milk and stuff, you're basically making a milkshake at that point. Hot sauce, you just put a little bit in there. It's still 99% coffee. Whiskey and spirits have smooth burns, not spicy coffee. I have not tried hot sauce whiskey, but I have heard that putting hot sauce in whiskey is also pretty good. I've heard that. I've never actually tried it, but it's like a spicy margarita, right? Like, I've heard that it's pretty good. Wow, that was terrible anime. He didn't even dive. He just hit the water and started swimming. Throwing up emojis. No one's talking about adding hot sauce to whiskey. I'm just saying you could. I'm saying, like, Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels is already gross. You couldn't ruin Jack Daniels by adding hot sauce to it, because nothing could ruin Jack Daniels, because it is already ruined. But like, take some Tabasco and put it in some like Maker's Mark whiskey. I think that could be pretty good. I would try it. I would give it a shot at least once. Like, what's the worst case scenario? You ruin one shot of whiskey? It's not like, I'm not talking about putting it in like the 100-year-old 5,000 bottle of scotch. I'm saying put it in, just a regular bottle of whiskey. No, don't put it in Maker's Mark. You put like, okay, so why is putting hot sauce in whiskey wrong? But if you put like hot sauce in vodka, you're basically just making a spicy margarita. Like, obviously there's a precedent for putting hot sauce and alcohol. I don't understand why it's okay for vodka, but it's not okay for whiskey. They're both wrong. No way does. I've seen spicy margaritas with like hot sauce and stuff in it. I've seen that on menus at restaurants and such, so somebody out there must do it. It must exist in some capacity.
Who do we have here?
Y'all just hate hot sauce. People who drink milkshakes with liquor are also wrong. Didn't we order you one though? Wasn't there like a grasshopper thing that we ordered once from Red Robin that you liked?
You missed some fun. Caught 4 slaves today. Hung them from the rafters and then we let the beasts in. Put your hands on their tags. Yep. Here. Nah. Payment.
It was awful. Boozy milkshakes usually aren't great, but Bailey's Irish Cream is the exception to that. Like, anything with Bailey's Irish Cream is just super delicious. It's just not something I drink often because it's pure, pure sugar and cream and fat and all the stuff that I can't have. I think we lost some people. I see some people leaving. Apparently that was the limit. That was the opinion that drove them away. Was the hot sauce. My mom got boozy ice cream once. I declined. Sound terrible. She confirmed it was. Like, okay, we're talking about putting hot sauce. Like, I put hot sauce in oatmeal. I'd put hot sauce in a milkshake. Like, a Tabasco milkshake wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Like, I could see a Tabasco milkshake being pretty good, actually. Like, you get that... Like, it's basically sweet heat at that point, right? Like, it wouldn't be terrible. You save your tummy. So where are we going? Up there? No, it's not up there. Cooper's a person who'd eat mac and cheese ice cream. I wanted to try the macaroni and cheese ice cream so bad. Like, okay. So the other night, Emmy tells me that she doesn't feel like cooking. So I said, don't worry about that. I will cook for myself. I am a big boy. I can handle myself. So I went to the fridge and we had hot dogs, tortillas, some ground beef. And so I was like, oh, this is simple. I'll take a tortilla, I'll put a hot dog in it, a little bit of ground beef, and some cheddar cheese, and I'll make basically a hot dog taco. And she said that was gross and unacceptable. Like, I don't see anything wrong with the hot dog taco. I would totally eat a hot dog taco. That is gross and unacceptable. And then she made me food. Like, I can't take care of myself because apparently the hot dog taco is inedible. Like, you eat hot dogs. What is... Okay, we've had this argument like a million times, but I'm going to stand by it. What is the difference between putting a hot dog in a hot dog bun and putting a hot dog in a tortilla? It's gonna be the same thing. It's basically just a fusion hot dog. It's a hot dog burrito at that point rather than a hot dog in a bun. Like, it's the same weaponized incompetence. It is not weaponized incompetence, I swear. I would eat it. I didn't see a problem with it, but apparently there was issues with it. It's a texture and flavor issue. I mean, again, it's basically just eating like a hot dog on a bun, but on a tortilla. I don't see the texture. I don't see the problem with that. The thing is, he's completely happy eating that way. I am. I would eat hot dog tacos. No shame in my game. I would eat them and enjoy them. I feel like it reflects poorly on me if someone asks him what he had for dinner last night. He tells him the concoction he drew up. Everyone's gonna think that's what I feed him. I could always preface it by saying this is my own creation so that people don't think that that's what you made. Alright, we made it. What do we got? Got a bone, take a stone. That's not a creation, that's an affront to God. My sister thought I was literally feeding you PB&Js and tortillas. I had to explain to her that I was not. Alright. I've done my time. I played my hour of this. I feel like I can log off satisfied and then never turn this game on again. Diablo 4 comes out tomorrow, so we will be playing a good game tomorrow. And hopefully we will... I mean, a part of me wants to break the disc so that no one ever has to play this game again. But then I would actually have to buy it, and I'm not going to. So, I'm going to end it here because I don't want to play this game anymore, and Emmy's done with her stuff, so I can finally talk to her. So, let us end here. First, as always, quick prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord, thank you for this blessed day, and thank you for the opportunity to sit and talk with all of my friends. I never take that for granted. Lord, help us all to grow closer to you. And Lord, we pray for those souls in purgatory, those who have no one left to pray for themselves. Lord, help them to enter your everlasting kingdom of love. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. I will most likely be streaming tomorrow with Diablo 4, so we will see you all then. Thank you again for everyone coming and hanging out today. Have a wonderful day, have a blessed evening, and we will see you again soon.